Okay, guys, so I want to talk to you about the importance of meditation. I know this might sound a little bit out there if you're not familiar with what meditation is, but guys, I'm telling you, this is a vital tool to help you heal your body, to help you heal your mind, to help you craft the life you've always imagined. So when I met people and they talked about meditation, I was like, cool, that's great, good for you. And that's not me, okay? Have you met me? I literally do not sit still. My mind goes a million miles an hour, and that's why I was so successful and I've been so successful at interviews and red carpets, because I'm just like, ba, 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 ba. Meditation and the whole concept of it was something that off the bat I didn't resonate with, and I just immediately rejected. And if I'm being honest with you, when I healed my body, it wasn't because I was meditating. I never once sat there, closed my eyes, was still, and listened to a meditation. Not that it doesn't heal people when they do this, because it does. But for me, what healed my body was the complete opposite. It was dancing. It was disconnecting from the idea that I was sick. It was just waking up, playing music, dancing, journaling, just falling in love with life again. And all of that raised my frequency. It wasn't disconnecting from the world. It was actually reconnecting with the world and all the things that I love doing in the world. And mind you, this is during a pandemic, so it was limited, but it was still all the things that I needed to get familiar with again, doing. Mind you, it was a pandemic, so there wasn't a ton of options on what to do, but guys, that was the beauty with it. I was falling back in love with myself. I was remembering what made me happy, and I was doing that every single day of my life from the comfort of my home during a pandemic, but it worked. I healed. But here's the thing, guys, when I woke up from that surgery, I was not okay. I wasn't expecting to look different. I wasn't expecting for a doctor to make changes to me. I felt violated. I felt unworthy. I felt like I somehow wasn't good enough, that he had to change the way that I looked. I was in a complete state of shock, and nothing about me could keep my eyes open to see this world, because all I was looking at is everything I didn't have anymore. My job, I was too upset and not mentally okay to go back on camera. I couldn't look in the mirror, because then all those feelings of like, where did I go? Who is that? Why did this happen? Would come up. I literally could not be in this world. And that's when the thoughts of killing myself came up, because I didn't want to be in this world. And that is where I had to learn to meditate. I didn't want to die. I just didn't know how to live anymore. And so this idea of meditating, this idea of disconnecting from this 3D reality, from disconnecting from your body, your environment, your mind, from everything that you think you are, and going inward, going to this place of darkness, going to this void, to this unified field, to this quantum field, things that we'll go over in this course, seemed like it was the only thing that maybe could help me, because nothing else could help me. I was trying everything, and I didn't want to just take medication, because guys, that wasn't going to help me. I wasn't okay in my mind. No pill was going to band-aid how I was feeling. For me, in that moment, it wasn't going to work. I was scared it would do the opposite, because I had watched what happened to my brother. So I go to my first Joe Dispenza event, and I'm in a hat, and I'm not okay, guys. I'm in a hat with my mug, thank God, and I'm just, rocking, playing with my hair. It just looked like I was on drugs. Looked crazy. And I just remember looking at these people, and everyone's so hyped up to be here, and everyone's they're meditating. We're going to meditate for 40 hours. And I'm looking around like, this is crazy. But I was desperate. So I was there. But I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. I didn't get why we were excited. I didn't understand what we were doing. None of it made sense. Well, here's what we were doing. You see, when you are in such a bad moment in your life, whether that be mentally, whether that be physically, your health, emotionally, whatever it is, sometimes we move to disconnect from this world, from everything that is reminding us, all of the knowns in our life. And we go to this unknown, this quantum field where everything is just energy, because fundamentally, guys, that's what we are, is energy. So when you can overcome, when you can transcend this environment, you can go to a place and you can create from there. So if you're feeling sick, or if you are sick in this moment, you can go and you inward and you can meditate. And when you do this, you are connecting to that highest version of yourself. That's healthy. that version of you that is already whole, that's already well, that's already in joy, that's already in peace, all of those things. And you connect with that version of you that is existing in your future. And the more you connect with that, what it's doing is it is creating new neurological pathways, new neural connections. When you meditate, it enhances neuroplasticity, which is the ability to do that, to form new neural connections. And you are creating a new connection to that vision of you. Also, when you're doing that, you're releasing the proteins, the molecules, the chemicals. Also, when you're doing that, you're releasing those chemicals. You are signifying to your body, it's already done. So your body is now producing those things exactly what you need to heal itself. Because remember, guys, your body is a machine. Think about it. If you cut your finger, you're like, I cut my finger. You put a Band-Aid on it, and then the Band-Aid falls off, and you never do anything else, and it heals. If you break a bone, sometimes maybe you put it in a cast. In other places in the world, they don't do that. It just heals. Guys, our body knows what to do. It is a machine. It is a healing machine. It is optimized for survival. The problem is, so many of us are just constantly in a state of stress, all of these stressors like we've been talking about. So when you meditate, you are getting yourself out of stress. You are settling your body down. You are connecting to that field. You are putting your attention on your heart. You are imagining a future where everything is good. So when I was at this event, this is when I realized that I was not okay. But when I got into a meditation, oh my God, I was now focusing my attention on, I am okay. I am now focusing. I don't know how. The how is not up to you guys. But you are putting your attention and your energy on that it is already done. You are using that moment to create. That is one thing. Sometimes you're just being still, right? So there are many times where you can just go in with an intention and say, I just want a message from my higher self. I just need to know like what to do next. Because you gotta remember that there was something planted inside of your heart. There is a roadmap in your chest, your treasure chest. There is a piece of information, gold, that is what you're supposed to do here on earth. That is your purpose, the reason you're here. It's what makes you happy, right? The mind thinks, the heart knows. And when we get out of our thinking, analytical mind, and we connect to our heart, guys, we're connecting to our true self, that higher version of self, that reason why we're here. All of us have a unique, special gift, and yours is so different than mine, and just as equally important. The world needs it. The world needs you to show up as your best self, and as we learn, up until this point, you have been programmed to think otherwise. You could be so far away from your true essence that is the reason you're sick. That is the reason that you're sad. That is the reason that you're feeling depressed and anxious. Guys, I can tell you from experience, the further I've gotten out of alignment to what actually makes me happy, my heart's calling, my higher self, my truth, when I feel alive, when I feel inspired, think about that word inspired, in spirit. When we live in our hearts, that is when we are on the path to all of our joy and all of our happiness. And when you meditate, it's about silencing the outside noise. All of the programs, the people that say you're crazy, that's too big to believe, you're such a dreamer, whatever it is that those voices are telling you that have made you stop believing in yourself. And you're reconnecting back to who you are, that essence, that truth of who you are, guys. That voice, you know, that voice that you've been ignoring, but that is your innate guidance, your intuition, your wisdom, your knowledge. So guys, that is what meditation is. It is about silencing out the outside and reconnecting to you. It's about being still and being quiet so you can get a clear message. It's about going within so you can create and you can become less matter and more energy. And when you connect to that energy and you raise your frequency and you have think every thought is a frequency, and you can connect in a place of joy and a high frequency of gratitude, which we'll talk about. The number one thing you can do is just get grateful in advance, guys. I would sit there and I would be like, this is crazy, but I don't know what else to do, so I'm gonna try it. And I went to one event after another, to 10 events, guys, so that I could learn to master this, so that I could learn to have a thought, feel the emotion, and draw the experience to me, so that I could wake up and feel okay and be okay, so that I could transform my body and my mind. And I'm telling you, that is what happens. I am here and I'm a miracle and I'm alive. And I'm just one of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, but thousands I know are documented. Guys, everything is possible when you believe in possibility, but you've got to disconnect from this world that's telling you no. You've got to disconnect from the environment that's saying, oh yeah, really, you're wealthy? Look around. Does it look like you're wealthy? Oh yeah, you're healthy. Look around. Does it look like you're healthy? And this is one of the hardest things that you have to do, guys. So here's another really important thing, guys. You cannot have the thoughts in your meditation and the feelings in your meditation that I'm whole, I'm healthy, I'm abundant, I'm blank, whatever it is you're creating. And you can't feel that for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour of your day and then default back to your old way of thinking and being. Because think about it, guys. You've got 20 minutes of feeling good and then 10 hours of not believing it. So you have got to hold on to those thoughts and hold on to those feelings. And that's the power of a walking meditation. So guys, there's sitting meditations where you can sit and be still. There's walking meditations where you can embody that. And there's laying down meditations, something that I was actually doing today. And my boyfriend was joking with me saying, are you sure you're not just sleeping because you're laying there with a face mask on? I'm like, babe, I'm meditating. My body is asleep, but my mind is awake. And that is what opens the door to your subconscious mind. So regardless which one you're doing, I would try them all. But you cannot default back to your old way of being. And sure, this is where mastery comes in, guys. This is doing it over and over and over and over again so that you can create those neural connections, so that you can train your brain and body on who you want to be, on not reacting, on showing up as embodying it every moment of your day. And guys, when you are going through something that is like a health illness or an obstacle, I was doing this and I'm like, I believe it. I look like myself again. And then I go in the mirror and I'm like, wait, what? No. Guys, you have to not waver from your vision. I don't care. I know what it's like to, even not when I was meditating, to say like, I'm healthy, and then clumps of my hair is falling out. Or I'm healthy. And then, where this tumor was on my brain, it was pushing against my pituitary and I was lactating. So I'm saying I'm healthy. I'm believing that I'm healthy. And then I'm constantly like, oh my God, I'm lactating. This is crazy. Or I can't move my right knee. That was one of the really terrible things I had with lupus. Guys, you have to deny your reality. So you meditate, you connect with who you want to be. You feel it, you imagine it, you believe it. All of these tools we have learned so far, you put them together in a meditation. And then you come out of it and you stay in that energy. You stay in your heart. You don't react. And yes, if you do react, the question is just how long are you going to react? You may look at the situation in your life or look at your bank account or look at your illness or feel bad and you might fall out of grace, but you get right back up into believing, guys. And the more you stay in the energy of who you wish to be, of what you wish to experience, you will become it. So I can't tell you guys about meditation and not mention the science behind it because, guys, you're not just sitting around, okay? I want you to know that you are making major changes to your life, to your mind, and to your body. And guys, researchers have actually found that meditation causes brain structure changes. Harvard Medical School published an article based on their findings after an 8-week mindfulness meditation program, and that it appeared to make measurable changes in brain regions associated with memory, sense of self, empathy, and stress. They said, quote, that although the practice of meditation is associated with a sense of peacefulness and physical relaxation, practitioners have long claimed that meditation also provides cognitive and psychological benefits that persist throughout the day. The study demonstrates that changes in brain structure may underline some of these reported improvements, and that people are not just feeling better because they're spending time relaxing. Guys, they are feeling better because their brain is changing. So how is your brain changing? Well, studies have shown that meditation can lead to an increase in gray matter volume in brain regions that are associated with learning, memory, emotional regulation, and empathy, guys. Meditation also creates a thicker prefrontal cortex, which, guys, this is responsible for executive functions like decision-making and impulse control. And it also creates neuroplasticity enhancement, which, guys, like I said earlier, this means you're strengthening neural connections when you meditate. And as a reminder, neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to form new neural connections and reorganize itself. So this means you're not defaulting to your same way of being. You're actually creating new neural connections. You're saying, this is how I acted, this is how I reacted, and this is how I am now choosing to wire my brain and show up in my life. This is how I will act. This is what I am creating in my life. And it is that powerful, guys. You build those neural connections in your brain. And we know, guys, as within, so without. As we create those new neural connections, it is literally changing the world around us and what we experience. Okay, guys, so I want to full circle it back to Dr. Joe Dispenza, because what I learned at those events, what I witnessed at those events, what I was part of at those events, look at me, it saved my life. It completely helped me rewire my mind. It helped me create and believe in a future and bring that future to me. It's the reason I'm here right now expressing this to you, because it's like when you go to a great dinner and you're like, oh my God, this place is amazing. You just want to check it out. That is what this is like for me. This changed me and in ways that nothing else ever could or did. And guys, I know that it can have that effect on you. Something that Dr. Joe is really good at is explaining the science behind meditation. So what is happening in our body when we meditate? How is it that you heal? How is it that, like we learned, your brain is, creating more gray matter, a bigger prefrontal cortex, new neural connections? What is going on? And how are all these people healing? Sounds a little crazy. But what's not crazy is science, and we can all agree on science. So let's talk about the science, because what Dr. Joe is doing at the events is capturing science. And in a recent paper published in Brain Behavior and Immunity Health, they identified a protein called SERPINA5 that enhances the body's immune response in fighting COVID-19. And their studies demonstrate that meditation elevates levels of that protein in the blood. That's right, guys. So the study says that the more experienced you are as a meditator and the more you practice, the more protection you have against the virus. Even in cases where study subjects contracted COVID-19, their findings demonstrated a lessened impact and durations of symptoms. But that's not all, guys. The protein SERPINA5 has not only been found to inhibit COVID-19, it is also being examined for its possible impacts on cancer cell biology, Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis, digestive disorders, and overall immune regulation. So I want you guys to think about this. The cure that so many of us have been looking for has existed inside of us all along. And it is when we meditate, when we silence the world, when we connect to that internal infinite source, that infinite intelligence that exists inside of all of us, when we get our body back into homeostasis. Remember, our body is a pharmacy, guys. And if we settle it down, if we bring it back to the present moment where all possibilities exist, we get it out of fight or flight, we can heal. Your body knows what to do. And I can tell you guys firsthand, going to so many of these events, I have witnessed miracles through the practice of meditation. Tumors gone, stage 4 cancer gone, paralyzed people walking, MS healed, Alzheimer's healed, autoimmune diseases healed. Guys, the list goes on and on and on. And I am telling you, this is science. And Dr. Joe has done an absolutely incredible job explaining that it is science. Because guys, you cannot deny science. And this is a real protein that you create in meditation that they know can heal your body, SERPINA5. So guys, I have spilled my heart out on meditation to you. And that is because, like I said, it worked for me. And when something works, you just want to scream it from the mountaintop. When you see miracles happening and simultaneously you see people struggling, being held in a box by limitation because that's what doctors have told them, because that's what society has told them, because that's just the way it is, and you see something different happening, guys, you've got to believe that it can happen for you. You've got to show up. You've got to just be open. You've got to try it. So how do you meditate, guys, right? Well, there's so many different ways, like I've mentioned to you. Meditation is really just getting out of your analytical mind. So if that means going to the beach and just being still and listening to the waves of the ocean, if that's painting because you're not thinking, you're just so lost in the act. If you've ever been doing a project and you're like, where did time go? Right? That is a meditative practice. You are so in the present moment. And that's what you want to do. You want to lock yourself in and get into the present moment where your mind can't predict what's about to happen. That's when magic and miracles and possibilities can occur in your life. Also though, guys, if you're going through a really hard time and you are being triggered by your environment, by your body, by your thoughts, by the world, then I'm really suggesting that you sit in silence, that you really drown out your senses. You put a blindfold on, you put music in your ears. There's so many guided meditations. You can listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza's or other people online. Music, I would preferably without lyrics, right? Because what you're putting into your mind is super important in a meditative practice. If it's an affirmation list, that's great. But music, just being still, sitting still, laying still, all of that is so, so, so important. And I'm telling you guys, keep showing up for it. When you have thoughts come in, that's fine. Just observe them like clouds going by, like, oh, there you are, cloud, and you're gone, And some of those thoughts, they might be from your higher self. It might be a good idea that comes in. It might be an inclination to go do something next, right? If you feel it in your heart, you're connected in your heart, listen to those, right? That is you talking to you. And that is the beauty of meditation. So, my friends, please try it out. I'm telling you, set your intentions for what you want to create in your life and use this as a tool. Doing this in the morning, at night is both incredible, right? The door of our subconscious mind is open. Or even let's just say you're in the middle of your day, you're super stressed out, just doing a 15-minute meditation, changing your energy, that changes your life, guys. You want to raise your energy to be aligned with that person, that vision that you're creating in your life. So guys, you can do this. I believe in you. Practice meditation.